I, 30F, don't know what to do after my husband, 34M, kissed his work wife. I, 30F, am writing this because I feel completely lost. I've been married to my husband, Ryan, 34M, for 6 years. We've been together for 9 in total. High school sweethearts who went through college, first jobs, first apartment, all of it. We were that couple everyone thought would never have problems. We communicate well, rarely fight, and always said we'd never be one of those resentful married couples. Until last week, I honestly thought our marriage was solid. Ryan works as a project manager at a tech company. He's a social guy, charming, easy to get along with. About a year ago, he started mentioning a coworker, Emma, 29F, who joined his team. At first, it was innocent. He'd say stuff like, "Emma's hilarious, you'd like her," or "Emma came up with this crazy idea at work." No red flags. I even met her once, at his company's summer BBQ. She was friendly, bubbly, and honestly, disarmingly beautiful. The kind of woman who doesn't try to be the center of attention, but somehow is. I remember joking, "Oh, is that your work wife?" And Ryan laughed, saying, "Please, she's like a sister." We just get along because we both complain about our boss. I didn't think much of it after that. The night everything changed, last Friday, Ryan's company had a team celebration for completing a big project. It was at a local bar downtown. Spouses weren't invited, but I didn't care. I was exhausted from work and planned to just relax with our dog, Luna. Around 11 p.m., I texted him asking if he was heading home soon. He replied, "Yeah, just finishing one more drink. Love you." That was the last message I got before I fell asleep around 1 a.m. He came home at 2:45 a.m. I woke up briefly when he climbed into bed. He smelled like whiskey and perfume that definitely wasn't mine. I was half asleep, so I brushed it off. The next morning, his phone lit up while he was showering. Normally, I don't check his phone. I've never needed to, but the message preview made my stomach flip. Last night was confusing. "Can we talk?" From Emma. My heart started racing. I opened the chat. I wish I hadn't. Their messages went back months. Long conversations that weren't blatantly inappropriate, but were way too intimate. Jokes about coworkers, complaints about stress, late-night chats about how no one gets them. Then came the flirty stuff. "You're the only one who makes me laugh during these long meetings. Don't tell your wife, but I stole your pen again." And then the one that destroyed me. Ryan, 12:37 a.m. "I shouldn't have kissed you. I don't know what came over me, Emma." 12:41 a.m. "It's okay. It just happened. Let's talk later." I felt like the floor disappeared beneath me. When he came out of the shower, I confronted him. I didn't yell. I just held up his phone and asked, "Do you want to explain this?" His face went pale. He sat down, buried his head in his hands, and said, "It was a stupid mistake." I was drunk. She was drunk. We kissed for like 2 seconds and stopped. It didn't mean anything. I asked how long this friendship had been emotional like that. He said they'd been just close work friends, that it only got flirty recently when they started working late together. He swore up and down that it was just a kiss, that he instantly regretted it and didn't know how to tell me. I didn't cry. I just told him to sleep on the couch. That night, I lay awake next to the empty space in our bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment over the past year. Every time he smiled at his phone, every late-night work call, every inside joke I didn't understand. And I realized I'd lost him long before that kiss. The fallout over the next few days, Ryan begged me to talk. He said he'd request a department transfer, block her number, go to therapy, whatever it took. He cried more than I've ever seen him cry. He said he didn't love her, that he was just lonely because I'd been distant lately. I'd been working long hours myself, trying to save for a down payment on a bigger place. He tried to spin it like we'd both been disconnected. And while part of that was true, it didn't excuse what he did. Cheating doesn't start at the kiss. It starts with the little secrets, the emotional reliance, the inside jokes that your spouse isn't part of. Emma's message 2 days later. Emma messaged me on Instagram. "I'm so sorry for what happened. It wasn't supposed to go that far. Ryan is a good man who made a mistake, and I don't want to cause more pain." She blocked me right after sending that. I just stared at her message for a long time. She called him a good man right after admitting they kissed. The audacity. Therapy and cracks in the mirror. Ryan started individual therapy. After a few weeks, I agreed to join him for couples therapy. At first, it was awkward and tense. He was defensive, and I was numb. The therapist told us to write down when we first felt the distance start. Ryan said it was when I stopped being affectionate, because I was always tired or busy. I said it was when he started seeking validation outside our marriage. He admitted that he liked the attention, that it felt good to be seen and appreciated. That broke me more than the kiss, because that meant it wasn't an accident. He chose it. 3 months later, things improved, somewhat. He transferred departments. He deleted social media. He gives me full access to his phone. But the trust is gone. Every time he's 5 minutes late, I get anxious. Every time his phone vibrates, I tense up. We went to dinner last month, and when the waitress flirted just a little, I caught myself glaring. Not at her, but at him. Because I don't know if he's capable of respecting boundaries anymore. The worst part is that he's trying so hard to prove himself, but I can't bring myself to care. I feel empty, like I'm just watching my marriage instead of living in it. 6 months later. We're separated now. The truth came out that a few weeks ago, Ryan reached out to Emma again. He claimed it was to apologize for how things ended. He said he wanted closure. Closure from what exactly? From cheating on me? That was it. I told him to pack his things. He moved in with his brother the next day. I blocked him everywhere except email. For legal and logistical stuff. A week later, Emma posted engagement photos on her Facebook. Apparently, she's been dating someone new for months. I laughed. Not because I found it funny, but because karma moves in strange ways. Ryan texted me, from a new number. I'm sorry for everything. You didn't deserve that. I hope you find someone better than me. I didn't respond. Final update, 1 year later. It's been a year since that night. I finalized our divorce 3 months ago. I kept the dog, sold the house, and moved to a smaller apartment near my sister. I've started hiking again, took up pottery, and even joined a women's book club. For the first time in years, my life is quiet and peaceful. I learned something powerful. Healing doesn't always look like forgiveness. Sometimes it looks like walking away without looking back. Ryan wanted me to forgive him so he could feel better. I needed to leave so I could breathe again. He reached out recently, through a mutual friend, saying he's in therapy, sober, and still regrets everything. I don't wish him harm, but I also don't miss him. Because the truth is, once someone crosses that line, even if it's just a kiss, it changes everything. You can't unsee the betrayal. You can't unknow the moment your partner stopped choosing you.